Yo, what is up? Welcome into a rare Thursday edition of the Hottest Sports Podcast in the South Sentell. We're live on YouTube. You know I am, aka Mr. No Days Off, aka the One Man Dynasty. And as you can see, I am not alone. Making his season 3 debut on the on the
Oh
show.
yes, I've been laying low.
The great one, Tony Buck Thomas is in the building.
Yeah, hey peeps, how y'all doing?
Yeah.
I'm here. I told you I would be.
Yeah, guys,
This is not my debut. I was there at the alumni game. Come on.
I mean, were you there? And that was kind of like an impromptu show. This is more like an impromptu show, not really. I want to kind of make these guest shows a little bit more of a not as you know business like, more of a casual kind of get together of a sports conversation than have it more business like and more constructed. So you can kind of see we kind of laid back. We just kind of chilling. We're gonna talk about the LSU Alabama game, obviously. We're gonna get into the NFL schedule for the week. We're gonna talk a little bit about Willie Taggart's situation. We're gonna talk about some NBA stuff, maybe. I mean, it's a lot of things going on. This is a great time of year in sports. We got college basketball, NBA, NFL, college football. I mean, we got a ton of stuff going on right now in the world of sports. But how are you doing today, my sir?
I'm doing great. It was a wonderful day. Every day is a wonderful. So it's Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday. I'm off Saturday and Sunday. I'm just coming off a great getaway over the weekend. Love Kauai Island. I'm sorry, Kauai Island in Charleston. So I'm here and I'm ready. I'm fresh. I thought.
Let's get it. Well, this is a Friday show. I mean, a Thursday show. I stand corrected. But it's a midweek show, which means I start the program off the only way I know how to start this program off. This is Sentell Suck of the Week, so let's get it started.
Can you dig it, sucker?
Yeah. And this is, I got a 2-for-1 special this week. I had one, but now I got a 2-for-1 special. The first sucker of the week is none other than Kawhi Leonard. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it gotta be Kawhi Leonard. You know, Kawhi is considered the best two-way player in the NBA, and you will not get an argument from me. You will not. He's a great ball player. I like the guy a lot, but he's about to get on my nerve right now. This load management crap gotta stop somewhere. It's gotta stop. You cannot be in the prime of your career and be the best player on the planet, missing games 2 weeks into the season. 2 weeks. He's not. 2 weeks he's in his prime. What is this guy doing? This guy's making $32 million a year and not playing in big time national TV games. What a disgrace. If it was late in the season, I would excuse this more. If it was February, the dog days of March in the NBA season, because it's a long season. First of all, the season is too long. I will agree. The season is definitely too long. But Kawhi, you can't be missing. You can't have 2 PTO days in the first 2 weeks of the NBA season. Do you even have any PTO days at this point? You got a new company, new job. You can't just be taking off and missing days for load management. If you had legit, I know what the NBA said. I know what the Clippers say, that he has some kind of injuries. I get it. I ain't buying it. I'm not buying it. This guy should not be missing 2 games in the first 2 weeks of the season. I can't take it. I just can't deal with it. You want to chime in on this?
Oh yes, you know I do. Wait a minute now. So this guy missed 2 games. I can keep telling everybody this is totally different. It's not like how me and you work. His job is to win an NBA championship for the Clippers, who have never won one. Never won one. And like you said, you know the best season NBA basketball recently I seen was in 2017. When it was only 66 games. When they started on December the 25th, everybody, all the superstars played. Everybody went after each other very hard because they knew that they had to win to make that playoff, that 16-team playoff. Right now, it's 82 games. So why? You know why everybody mad? Because everybody wanted to see Kawhi against Giannis. I saw Kawhi against LeBron. First game of the season. Kawhi is the best player. Even though he's not gonna play a back-to-back. He's gonna miss a back-to-back game. Last year and this year, he's averaging 30 minutes a game. And he still leads this team in scoring, still leads this team in rebounding, he still leads the team in assists, still leads the team in steals. How about the playoffs? What is important? Playoffs last year, you know how many minutes Kawhi averaged?
A lot of time.
39 minutes out of 40. So, got a great coach, and he's been doing this ever since he's been in San Antonio. Don't blame it on Kawhi. Put it on Popovich. He started it. Everybody is doing it, and he did it in Toronto. He won a championship in Toronto.
Well, let me say this.
Missing 22 games.
Come on now.
Out of 82.
Come on now. You are an MJ guy.
I'm an MJ guy.
You're an old school cat. And you going along with this? You know who paid these guys? Why these salaries are so exorbitant? Do you know why that is that way? Because of the consumer.
That consumer, that is true. But guess what? Do you think any of the Clippers fans care?
Oh no.
Do any of the Clippers fans? But only thing the Clippers fans care about is them bringing a championship. So why would he want to make the Bucks fan happy? Why would he want to make the Sixers fan happy? He wanted to make the Clippers fan, the Clippers owners, the Clippers GM, and the Clippers coach happy. They are allowing him to do that. He missed 22 games last year, so that means he played in 60 games. The season, 66 games when the first championship that LeBron James won. So that's what everybody going to. LeBron James won his first championship, and they only played 66 games in 2017. 66 games when Miami won the championship.
That was 2000.
I'm sorry.
12.
2012. But yeah, 2012. That's my bad. I'm not looking at the paper. But it's 2012. But and nobody say anything about that. But they ripped Tim Duncan in half for winning a season short of 60 games. 52 games. But guess what? The NBA season need to be shorter. These back-to-back games on these guys. And these guys playing, you look at these guys, they're not just playing basketball they're doing basketball all year round. You can say what you want to say. This hardwood floor that you're running up and down with them knees that you got, let us get out there and try to do it.
I'm not knocking that, man, but come on, man. Now you being the LeBron hater that you are.
I'm not a LeBron hater.
No, you are. Let's get that out the way. You are a LeBron hater.
I'm not a LeBron hater. I'm not a LeBron apologist like y'all are.
I'm not a LeBron.
I'm not a LeBron apologist.
I call it like I see it. I'm completely objective, and you're not being objective here because if this is LeBron, you'll be saying the opposite of Michael Jordan type stuff. This is what you would be saying. Why is this guy not playing? He's in his prime. Could you imagine LeBron missing days in his prime?
Hey, guess what? LeBron should have been missing days in his prime. He may have more championships.
That's not the reason.
Because this is the way it is. These guys play in the World Championships. They was playing in the Olympics. Now they're coming in there.
Kawhi hasn't even did that.
And that's why he's gonna last longer. Don't get mad because this guy is smart.
I'm not that. Come on, man. It's not about being smart. Come on, man. It's about competitive, man. You an old school cat. You an old school cat. You mean to tell me you like this?
No, I don't even like the way they be joining each other.
Okay, so why would you like him sitting out games?
But because this is the key. Because you are not gonna win in the NBA like they used to win back in the day because they're soft. And that is the reason why. So
you saying Kawhi? So you admitted Kawhi is soft?
Everybody in the NBA.
I just want to make sure y'all hearing this correctly.
Everybody in the NBA right now is soft. Everybody in the NBA is soft. And you know that. That's been my thing about it. But this is the thing about it is the NBA season right now should be a shortened season because the NBA is horrible. I have watched the NBA. I have watched 16 straight strips. Nobody go inside. Nobody shoot
the game has changed completely.
Everybody shoot a three. That's it. And so that's why the game is soft to me. So these guys are taking advantage because the players back then, when they played all those games, they're not making the money like the guys are making now. Body, oh, Durant should get out there and play. If he's really hurt in that time, get out there, blew his Achilles. Then everybody, oh, it was the team fault. They know he wasn't ready to play. Wait a minute. We can't have it both ways. We're going to either let these guys choose how they're going to protect their investment, their body, to make this money, and the coach is going to. Doc Rivers ain't stupid.
Look, man. I'm not knocking Doc Rivers. At the end of the day, to me, it's a sucker move to be missing 2 games in the first 2 weeks. If you talking about February, March, April, late in the season, you missing 2 games in the middle of your prime. There's been not one great player of all time in their prime missing games like
Out
this.
of 82 game season, Tim Duncan did it.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
He did not miss 2 games in the first 2 weeks of the season.
Popovich,
not in his prime.
Bro, I'm a Spurs fan.
Not in his prime.
I'm a Spurs fan. Popovich's been doing this for the longest.
Minutes restriction.
People ain't been paying attention about it. Why? Everybody making noise about it because they wanted Kawhi to go against Giannis. If Kawhi would have been playing like Charlotte, nobody would have said anything about it.
But that's the whole point. If you're the best, we want to see you play the best. We want to see you go out there and compete against the best. 2 weeks of the season. And the popular thing, yes, he did. But those guys were older at this point.
The first game that he competed against, game 1, he competed against the best. LeBron James, LeBron didn't want no parts of it.
Well, we can't tell because every time
LeBron didn't want no parts of him in game 1. The Clippers played the Lakers.
That's all well and good. But guess what?
He dropped 17 straight. LeBron was absent.
We would love to see Kawhi drop 17 straight in a lot of games, but guess what? He's not going to be there.
That's the thing about it. We already know he's going to miss. He's
not
going to play a back-to-back game.
And my problem is you not playing these games. That's my problem.
So he missed 22 games last year, but guess what he did in the playoffs?
And the point wasn't saving, but my thing is it's 2 weeks into the season.
Let me ask you a question.
It's 2 weeks. It's 8 games.
If Durant comes back in the playoffs and take Brooklyn to the championship and won a championship, are you gonna remember anything about the regular season?
He's coming off, but he's coming off an injury. He's coming off a serious injury.
I understand that, but you just didn't answer my question. Are you gonna remember anything about the regular season?
No, I'm not gonna remember. I don't care about the regular season if we win.
It's news now. But if the Clippers raise up the championship at the end of the year.
And speaking of Kevin Durant, I don't remember Kevin Durant taking off load management. It's been the best player. It's not being the best player in the world. He never missed games like this.
Yes,
no one has done this.
Yes, he did.
When?
With Golden State.
When did he was on load management with Golden State?
They took off games.
When was this? How many games he took off? 3, 4?
They took off games. They've been doing.
And when was this? Was this? Late in the season. Later in the season.
Later in the season or not.
Man, you don't be in your prime and play and miss the second game in 8 games.
Let's move on because we're not going to agree. But
that's why we're doing it.
The thing about it is, though, if he was doing it down the stretch, it would be a problem with me. They're going for the first seed or the second seed down the stretch. He's doing it. Then you have a story. But this is not a story.
Oh, it's a story.
Right? The only reason it's a story because ESPN, I think it was on TNT. This game was on TNT.
National game.
That's what the only reason I would be mad if I paid for a ticket to go watch that game.
Exactly. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. People pay these tickets in advance. These tickets have already been paid for. They didn't pay them for yesterday. They bought your ticket in advance.
Okay. And
that sucks. It's been a fan.
He's not playing for the fans.
That's fine. That's who paying his money. That's who paying his salary.
No, they're paying his salary to win a championship.
Okay, but
the fans ain't gonna get a ring.
Okay,
the fans ain't gonna get a trophy.
Okay, I'm first of all, I'm shocked by this. This is this anti-LeBron thing over here.
It's not
because you are a Jordan guy. You would be killing LeBron if this was happening.
Now, LeBron, you know what's gonna kill the Lakers right now? The Lakers playing great. AD is playing great. But you know what's gonna kill the Lakers right now? 35 minutes from AD and 35 minutes from LeBron James. They will get
their load management in. It's not just you don't get it in the second week of the season.
You're not gonna get it with the bench that they have. You know why the Clippers can? You know why the Clippers can do this?
You can get it when you get a big lead. They're gonna be like the top team in the Western Conference.
You know why the Clippers can do this? Because the Clippers
lost last night. By the way.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, keep talking about the bench.
But
keep talking about the bench.
They lost by 5 points.
It don't matter how much. Hold on. Don't matter how much you lose.
Wait a minute. They lost 5 points with Giannis. Won the MVP.
Chris Middleton didn't play well.
But guess what, though? Guess what the Clippers had?
They lost.
Clippers was missing Kawhi and Paul George.
And that's a good point. If Paul George was there, maybe you can accept some of this. But the fact that you out there with a team that can get beat.
The Clippers went and played thinking that they could beat Milwaukee without Paul George and Kawhi,
and they lost.
almost did.
They lost.
They still lost, but
they lost.
But guess what? That doesn't matter.
It does matter.
Not 8 games into an 82 season.
Why would you not play? Why are you not playing? Why have you missed 2 games in 8? Okay, so we agree that So we agree that your issue is not with him missing games. Your issue is with the season being too long.
The season been too long, but we're into game 82.
Why are you missing 8? That's 2 games in 8 games. That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. We're going on somewhere.
2 games.
We're going somewhere.
Yeah. So, but they 6 and what?
We're going somewhere. Anyway, I told you I had a double suck of the week. My next suck of the week goes to a guy named Karan J. Phillips. I don't know if you know Karan J. Phillips. He is a journalist. I could pull up. Let me pull up his what company he actually works for. He works for the Shadow League. So if you want to find this story right here I'm about to tell you about, it's on the shadowleague.com. His name is Karan J. Phillips. And he wrote just a despicable article in regards to Dan Mullen's wife. Her name is Megan Mullen, by the way. If you don't know. And if you don't know, before every game, Dan Mullen's wife likes to hug and kiss the players on the cheek before every game. So this guy writes a story, and the headlines will jump right out at you. He says, and I quote, Dan Mullen's wife is sexually harassing the University of Florida football players. This is actually what he said, people. This is actually what he wrote, that she's harassing players. He goes into detail about a lot of other things that are kind of deeper than the surface, white privilege and all this. And listen, by all means, we know this is this. We get it. I'm big a component. I'm all for this stuff. But you got to pick your battles carefully. This is not the story. This is not the sword to die on about that type of thing. This is ridiculous and utterly ludicrous. Some people just don't understand that affectionate people can be affectionate. I guess it kind of confuses people, maybe make people feel weirded out by these things, but affectionate is not a bad thing. This has been going on since she was at Mississippi State, and also she was doing it also when they was at Florida the first time. So this isn't the first time or the second time that she's done this. She's always done this. So what a despicable piece to me, because if you read the headline, it's straight clickbait. I mean, this heading of sexually harassing players. What a despicable title. What a despicable piece of work. And I would just like to say he's a damn sucker. I find it very reprehensible myself personally. Is this what we call journalism now?
I'm not going to say anything because of the Me Too movement.
But yeah, that was your sucker of the week. Kawhi Leonard, despite what my colleague may think, definitely deserves to be sucker of the week because missing 2 games, 8 games. You're making $32 million. And Karan J. Phillips providing some of the most pathetic and most reprehensible piece of journalism work, if you even want to call it journalism. So shout out to both of you guys for being on Sentell's sucker of the week.
Can you dig it, sucker?
All right, back into the show. Welcome back again. It's me and my main man Buck Thomas is in the building. We got lots to get into, man. We're gonna let's kind of switch over and talk about this big matchup in Tuscaloosa this weekend between Alabama and LSU, the number 2 ranked LSU Tigers, the number 3 ranked Crimson Tide, and we'll talk about the college football playoff rankings in just a minute. But let's talk about this matchup. I've been telling people all year long, Alabama, they're okay. They just okay defensively. They're 15th in total defense. I know right now they're 8th in points allowed, but this is not a good Alabama defense. And I'm going to keep telling you people this over and over and over and over again, that they're not that good, and they're completely overrated, as always, because this love affair with Bama needs to stop immediately. Initial thoughts on the LSU-Alabama game?
It's going to be a good game because it's LSU and Alabama. It's going to be, it's going to be a little different than what it used to be. It's going to be high scoring. Put those quarterbacks situations, go to those great receivers. Both teams really, really good NFL level receivers. I think it really going to come down to running backs on both sides of the teams, because I think Auburn, because everybody talk about Alabama. Alabama, they have one thing. They have Saban not gonna be out coached too often. I think he did one great against LSU. One of the things that if Alabama take a page from Auburn's book where they put pressure with this 3 to 4 man, drop everybody back in the pass route, um, pass defense, then LSU may have a little bit of problem. But LSU also have a good tight end. I think everybody forget Alabama has a really good linebacker in Lee, the true freshman. So now he's calling. He calls the plays for it and everything. So it's going to be key of how good is this true freshman. I think LSU can take advantage of that. But if they're if Alabama DN have been playing pretty good, leading the SEC in sacks. But he's leading in sacks. Might be turned. He's leading in sacks, SEC, and LSU love to do. They put people out in the route, and they do one-on-one blocking matchups. So that's going to be key. If they can put pressure on Burrow with this 3 to 4 people, or not saying rushing, Alabama's going to be Alabama. But the question is, will LSU be able to do the same thing? How hurt is Tua? He be able to play the whole game? Is he healthy enough to come back? They say he is. So that's going to be the thing. Tua going to be able to get out of the pocket. He's sitting still in the pocket, and I think LSU give Alabama a lot of problems.
Yeah, man, I agree with you with the Auburn thing about Alabama, but I just don't see them being able to get the pressure. Auburn has a stout front. People don't realize that. I remember when we played them, I told people about this front. This front is really good, one of the best fronts in the SEC, maybe in the country, for its applying pressure, stopping the run. I just don't believe. Look, man, and they can go. Alabama can go out there and maybe they may dominate them. And the only way I would change my opinion of them if they did dominate them. But I see this game as a shootout because LSU defense is not much better than Alabama's defense.
Yes, sir.
Both of these offenses are truly explosive. But for whatever reason, whether Alabama chooses to or can't, they don't run the ball like they used to. And I don't think either team wants to get one dimensional. I know the secondaries both struggle, but you don't want to be both teams don't want to get one dimensional when they're throwing 45, 50 pass attempts in this game. I just think you can force Tua into mistakes. I've seen it against better defenses. I've seen Georgia confuse him. I've seen Clemson make him make terrible decisions. If you make him pump that ball once, come off his first read, he struggles. He struggles mightily. And I just mentioned Alabama has played absolutely no one, people. I mentioned last week the .391 winning percentage of their opponents. Let me give you this schedule of Alabama. Let me give you this powerhouse schedule. Let me give you the schedule that makes Alabama the #3 team in the college football playoff. Let me give you the schedule. Duke, New Mexico State, South Carolina, Southern Mississippi, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, Tennessee, Arkansas. Let me add this number up for you. That's 28-42. 28-42. And we are here bragging about Alabama like they're the second coming of the damn 85 Bears. I mean, it's despicable. You want to share more thoughts? We'll come back and pick this game a little bit later in the show, but any more thoughts on this game?
Yeah, with Alabama and with LSU, Alabama, yes, they look at their schedule, but you look at a lot of the team's schedule in college and you're gonna find flaws. But one thing you cannot deny, Alabama has 10 to 12 guys on it, so they're very talented. So once you put talent and you coach talent, you have good talent and you coach talent. That's the same thing that's happening in Clemson. Clemson has good talent. They got good coaching. So regardless of who they play, when it comes down to you have some of the best talent that's gonna play at the next level, and you play teams that do not have talent that's gonna play at the next level, you're gonna have blowouts like you're gonna play schedules like guys are out there. But what's gonna come down to Alabama to be LSU because LSU got 10 players, 10 to 12 players that's gonna play at the next level. They're gonna play in the NFL. Question is coaching. LSU coach, what big games have? And that's going to be the question. And that's always have been a question. I tell people when it comes down to football, they have all the talent you want. Coach that have that team ready to play. Then most likely gonna lose. But because coming in, not like the NFL. The NFL have probably about 4, 5, or 6 really talented people that because of how much money they get paid. But in college, you can have 11 or 12 great players basically play level at the Alabama, at the Auburn's, at the Oklahoma, at the Texas, and those places like that, at Ohio State. So it goes to coaching. So this game right now, I look at it, it's going to come down to coaching, regardless of how you think what Alabama have played, even what you think LSU have played. LSU got to come ready. They can't be looking at Alabama schedule and think, oh, okay, we got a better team.
They won't be. They will be absolutely prepared. And Aaron Orgeron has won most of his games against ranked opponents. All the games he's lost has been to Alabama. I think he's 0-3 thus far against Bama. But speaking of college football, let's transition a little bit. Let's go to the first CFP college football rankings that came out Tuesday. Ohio State 1, LSU 2, Bama 3, Penn State was 4, Clemson was 5, and Georgia at 6. Your initial thoughts on that poll? Did you think they got it? Your opinion of it? Did you think they got it close to what you would have it, and give me what you would have had?
You know how I am about the ranking. You understand how I feel about college football and the playoff system. Got people sitting up in the there and they're voting. They're looking at a lot of different things. Ohio State, I think, is one of the best teams, talent-wise, best team here. That's period from an offense, quarterback, linebacker, receiver, from a running back. I think they have one of the top teams in the nation to win. Same thing with LSU. But we're in love with LSU because of this newfound offense that great receivers that Penn State. I'm a little bit skeptical on Penn State being there. There's no way Penn State should be over Clemson, regardless of Clemson only played one team ranked. That was Texas A&M, and we know that was shouldn't have been ranked. So we know that for a fact. And so yeah, Clemson should definitely be number 3. But regardless, I think what the CFP be trying to do is this. Eventually, Penn State and Ohio State got to meet. Eventually, Alabama, LSU got. Alabama got to meet Auburn. They know Clemson ain't gonna play nobody. So it's just all we know. Clemson's gonna play playoffs because the only team they got left that's ranked, and they better hope Wake Forest is still ranked after this week when they play Virginia Tech. Clemson will only have played one ranked. So I think that's what is the flaw to me, because everybody look at where this team is ranked at, where that team is at. You schedule these games, you don't know.
Yeah, because Clemson tried. They tried to go outside the schedule. I mean, you don't know A&M are gonna be that bad because they play 2 out of conference games against 2 SEC opponents every year. That's to be commended. Yeah. I mean, you just can't help how they turned out. They're not any good.
That's it. They got to play South Carolina. We know what South Carolina is. But the key is that at the end of the day, I think they're just jockeying for ranking, because if Alabama went out, Ohio State went out. Who do you want to see? Want to see Ohio State? They're gonna stay number 1, Clemson stay number 4, play each other first, or do you want to see Alabama and Clemson play each other first? I think they want to see Alabama and Clemson play on national. So you gotta look at it that way. So all you Clemson fans, you're crying about they're ranked here, they're ranked there. Penn State won't be there. Penn State got a hard game coming up against Minnesota. And then Baylor is out there also undefeated. Baylor still got Texas and Oklahoma to play. What if they beat them?
Oh, if you go, this is my thing. You're in a Power 5 conference, you go undefeated, you get in, brother. I'm sorry. I'm surprised how low Minnesota was ranked. Yeah. Now, I know the schedule's been terrible, but again, if you're gonna rank these other teams undefeated and playing these same terrible, shitty ass schedules, so they're going off history. They're going off what we think they should be. You're going off what we've seen from the past. This is supposed to be based on what you've seen so far this season, not based on what you've seen last year. So that's what my rankings are.
Now you thinking like I'm thinking. It'll be an 8-game.
No, I still don't agree with that.
I think it should be an 8-game playoff. The top the
five
the top 5 conference
Mhm.
championships
Three
plus
awards.
3 at large,
Mhm.
and the at large, you got to play and you get chosen the top 5. If you win your conference,
Yes.
then
No matter
you
how-
should play for the championship. And until they get to that, you're gonna have somebody in the room like me and you think they got more knowledge than we do in football,
It's all subjective.
and they're gonna choose the championship.
Yeah, I would like more of a defined thing. Yes,
Yeah.
it's too subjective right now. I'm okay with it not being 8. If it go to 8, I ain't gonna be saying no, don't go to 8. But I'm fine with it. But just give me more structure. Just give me more some solid that I can look to. Because like you say, conference championship means something.
Yeah.
And something along that. But I was just surprised. I was surprised. But this stuff is to get us talking. I mean, they have Clemson at 5. They know that's gonna get all the Clemson fans upset, heated, get Dabo on his little RO on his royal buzz, and all this good stuff he want to say. Because and I know if Clemson wins out, they're going to the playoff.
Well, I'll be hanging out with my Clemson fans at the Clemson game, drinking me some bootleg and eating me some ribs and all that good stuff.
Yeah, they know it. They know.
I'm really not a Clemson fan, but I'll be doing that with them down there. I tell you, why y'all worried? If you worried that Clemson's gonna lose any of the games they got left to play, then you should be. You should be talking about it.
You talking about it anyway. But they know they
got North Carolina State, Wake Forest, and South Carolina,
and whoever wins at Coastal, which is just god awful. But they see it just down, and that's what.
And that's the biggest.
Down. It's down. When Wake Forest your second best team in the whole conference.
And I tell people that everybody like, well, the SEC ain't that good. SEC got teams that's at the bottom, but they got a lot of teams that's top heavy. Florida State is horrible.
Syracuse. We thought Syracuse was going to be good.
About the teams that should be good.
Yeah, Miami.
Florida State is horrible.
Miami ain't been good.
Miami is horrible. Virginia Tech is horrible. Those are the teams that should be up there and should be playing well. I think North Carolina is the next best team. And North Carolina should have beat Clemson, and North Carolina did beat South Carolina. But that's how they be looking at it. North Carolina beat South Carolina. North Carolina could have beat Clemson. So, the ACC is better than the SEC. Man, South Carolina ain't good, bro. They're not good.
Yeah, it's pretty rough, man. Them first polls, like I said, I was, me, I got a difference of opinion. I gave you my own top 6 because I didn't agree with it. But again, that's not they definitely not gonna take my opinion. My opinion gonna be a part of this process, so they can do what the hell they want. I completely disagree with what they had. But that's just Clemson being at 5 and Georgia being at 6. Georgia shouldn't be at 6. And Clemson definitely shouldn't be at 5.
Right.
But
I really think that Ohio State is the best team. I honestly,
I'm not knocking that. I won't argue with that. I just like LSU more because of their wins are better. But if you're just looking at eye test, who's been the most dominant, the Ohio State been the most dominant team in the country. Absolutely. But I like the fact that resume too. Yeah,
for both sides of the ball. That's the biggest thing. When I look at both sides of the ball, like the quarterback, if what's gonna get hurt, then that's a different story.
Yeah, because they had no backup.
Yeah, no backup. If he get hurt,
they have no backup.
The running game,
it's solid.
Solid the passing game, the defense, man.
Yes.
We got defensive players that should be mentioned for the Heisman, right up there. How can he do that against the SEC team? It's a different story.
We thank you for joining us. This is Sentell. You know what it is, the best damn sports podcast. Period. Joined by my man Buck Thomas. We have an NFL game tonight. It's the 4-5 Chargers taking on the 4-4 Raiders. I mentioned this on Monday. The Raiders are way better than people might have expected them to be. I thought some of the draft picks they have found have hit. Actually, the only one who hasn't really played well is the first pick they took was Cleveland Farrell. Everybody else has really done their job. Derek Carr's playing well. The offensive line's playing well. I love Josh Jacobs. Hunter Renfrow is doing what he's always done his whole career.
I know I was ripping coach in half, man. What is he doing now? But he's rebuilding. And he has a solid football team in Raiders. They're young. They're making mistakes, but, that with Carr, great running game. Jacobs is
a beast, man.
Defense is getting a lot better. Offensive line, it's in there is decent.
I like it.
The receivers, they got some nice young receivers. If Antonio Brown could have just kept his head.
Yeah,
I
this
think
might
he,
this.
I think he looking like dog.
They're better because
They're
they're better when he.
than what he thought they were.
Darren Waller's an emerging tight end. I mean, he's a really good tight end. Like I said, the offensive line when they got big Trent Brown in there, the Hudson guy, both of them got banged up last week. But when they got them in there, they got a solid foundation, and they got more draft picks to come next year that they picked up. So watch out for the Raiders. Chargers got a big win last week. Last week against the Packers. This is a defense that I've always thought I would see from the Chargers with the Melvin Ingrams and the Joey Bosa's of the world. They got some really studs over there. They just dominated Aaron Rodgers last week from a defensive standpoint. This is what I expect to see for the Chargers because I've given up on the fact that Phillip Rivers can no longer carry them offensively. So it has to be a defensive thing for them. Can we continue to count on those deep? Because I got them in the playoffs. So can we continue to count on this team defensively to carry them?
They have to be defensively. I just have given up. I just think Phillip Rivers, those players are going to be like, I'm not going to put him on the level of Dan Marino, but he's going to be like Dan Marino. He's not going to ever play for a Super Bowl, and I don't think he's going to compete this year. Yeah, I think they may miss the playoff because of the Raiders in Kansas City's getting back healthy now. Jones is back on defense, and Mahomes should be back. So I think they're going to look a whole lot better, and Oakland just have to keep up and see can they make the wild card.
Yeah, man, it'd be interesting to see. Good game tonight. That'll be 8:20 on Fox and the NFL Network. What we're gonna do right now? Take a quick break. Don't you go right anywhere. And when we come back, we're gonna talk a little bit about Willie Taggart's situation out at Florida State. Did he deserve to get fired? Did he get a fast shake? We'll talk about all that and more right after this break. Don't you go anywhere. Welcome back. Hey, got me fool. I'm sorry. Got me fool. I thought I was ready, but I wasn't ready. I was not ready as I thought I was. I was not ready. But welcome back to the show. Like I said, we're gonna discuss a little bit of this Willie Taggart situation. The guy got 21 games, man. I know he was horrible. It was probably a bad hire, and people are gonna say it is, and it's fair. It's fair, given the NCAA's history with black coaches. It's a fair thing. Two things can be true. You can say he deserved to get fired, and you can also bring up the fact that maybe he didn't get a long enough tenure because he is a black man. Because that's fair. I can't get the NCAA any benefit of the doubt when it comes to that because they don't hire black coaches. It's 130 Division I schools. I'm sure it's maybe 7 or 8 black head coaches in the whole country. So yeah, it's fair to ask both those things. But I'll turn to you. Did he deserve to be fired? Do you think he got long enough? Do you think he got a fast shake? What's your thoughts on the Willie Taggart situation?
Well, when we talk about it in sports terms, then a lot of times, like I say, these guys, Willie Taggart looked at the money and took the money. He should have stayed in Oregon because when my man left Florida State and went to Texas A&M, he left that program in shambles. And Taggart saw that money and he ran for it. Well, you just said left South Florida, went to Oregon, which is that was a great hire. I mean, that was a great school that you're going to be at. And up and coming, you had a good season and then you went and jumped on Florida State. I guess you didn't know the history of it. Florida State is a team that should be competing each and every year for the ACC championship. Period, point blank. And when you went there only good team. People get mad. The only good team in the ACC is Clemson. You got to be able to bring players. You got to be able to compete. So, is it bad that he got fired? And if because he's black, yes. Because you look right down in South Carolina, you got Muschamp, who is horrible at South Carolina, but he still have his job. He's still there, and he's not competing in the SEC. But guess what? Do anybody expect South Carolina to compete in the SEC? No, they do not. So you could say that's maybe the why that Muschamp still have his job because of who he's playing in the SEC. But FSU should be a top team every year in the ACC. When they are not, just like in Miami, they are not. If you get hired as coach and you're not competing, then I don't care what color you is, white or black, you got to go.
Yeah, it's about expectations. Because you're right. That's why I kind of agree with you about staying at Oregon, because you cannot be as good as Oregon without the media hype. Nobody would never noticed you having bad seasons. We don't know you had a bad season or not. But when you miss a bowl game at Florida State and then you are projected and you're on your way to missing another bowl game at Florida State, and I'm not saying you should have got fired, but you didn't do yourself any favor for me to make a case that you shouldn't have been fired. I can't make a case that you shouldn't have been fired.
And you're on national TV in the South, Florida State, you're on national TV, and you getting blowed out.
Stadium halfway empty.
Stadium, yeah.
Empty. That was the biggest thing. The boost, they had lost the boosters in the fan base, and once you lose the boosters in the fan base, then you got to make a move, because you can't have national televised games where half the stadium is empty against Miami. That was embarrassing. So I can, two things can be true. I'm always true things, man. Right? He deserved to be fired, but he also probably deserved a little bit more time.
Yeah, he should have got a little more time, but not in Florida State. And that's the same thing that happened to a man in Texas. He's down in South Florida, Charlie Strong, and he's horrible in South Florida. And my team, he's horrible down there, but we're gonna keep him. Because we ain't got no expectations.
Kevin didn't ask you, Buck, Thomas, would you want Willie Taggart back at South Florida once y'all fired Charlie Strong?
I just want some players down there. That's what I want. Some players. I don't know. Maybe Willie Taggart could come down there. We just because he recruited well, and maybe him and Charlie Strong can coach together.
Charlie Strong is done as a coach to me. His reputation has taken such a big hit over the last 6-7 seasons, because his MO. This is my thing about certain coaches.
Defense.
Once your philosophy is a certain thing on one side of the ball, you need to be good on that side of the ball. He's been horrible defensively, starting back at Texas, and South Florida has been some of the most worst defenses I've ever seen in college football, and he's a defensive minded guy. So. And then he's lost whatever little shine he's had as coach. He's lost all of it.
And then our offense in South Florida changed, and that's one of the things about it is in Texas. The reason he got fired because he wasn't getting he wasn't getting the best players. But then after he left, they looked a little bit better because he did have some good players there. But the recruiting is one of the biggest things you got to be able to do in college football. I think Charlie Strong would have did himself a whole lot better. Once again, should have stayed in Louisville.
You built that.
He could have been winning in ACC, and that's where a lot of these guys fall off. You could have been winning in the ACC. I think if you would have stayed there, the way that you was getting recruited, the way that team was looking in Louisville, he had really, really good team, and he had other players coming in behind some of the good players that he had. Got to Texas, it just was.
It was a bad fit, but I think I'm with you. Sometimes the grass is not always greener on the other side. Yeah. If you build a program, he had built Louisville into a nice contender every year. And at that job, you never get fired. Because you built this program to something that has never been to. They're gonna build a statue after you. And we go around to these big time jobs, and maybe they're not the best fit just because the money's right. It maybe not the best fit.
You only get fired if you do something wrong. Seems like in Louisville. Oregon, I think, if Willie Taggart would have stayed out there, he could have been very competitive out in Phil. So could have been very competitive out there. Oregon actually possibly could have won and went undefeated and been playing in the national championship or
And
not
it,
national championship, but in the playoffs.
and if you look at the ACC, you know when Louisville was running it, had that nice run. They went to
Yes.
when they went to the big BCS game against Florida. I can't remember what. Yeah, well, it was Teddy Bridgewater's last year.
Yeah.
But if you look at that coincide when he left, that's when Florida State and Clemson thought they won that championship. Then Clemson rolled. So
yeah.
you were in a position where you was already winning the Atlantic side of the division, the ACC. But I think we look at those jobs like, oh, Texas is a big time job, but that doesn't mean it's a great fit for you. Just because the money's that great, it doesn't mean it's a great fit for you. It was a blue collar town. You had built it up nice, and now you're looking at the two prominent black coaches now about to be fired, and that's where does that leave black coaches at? Because you're not going to get another you might not see another black coach get a high profile job in a long time after this.
But that's the thing about it though. And they have, and then I look at it also because then I start talking and I start looking at history. I start talking about Black history and about the things that we have to do and where we're at. Sometimes they have to take those. They have to take those jobs because if they would have did well, then
it would have broken the glass ceiling.
They would have broken the barrier, and then like I said, but you have to look. And like I said, Florida State was left horribly bad. Texas, you know, you're in Texas. You should be able to recruit. You should be able to bring players in there that bring. I think where what really hurt, not Taggart, but what really hurt my man when he left South Carolina, and when Steve Spurrier left South Carolina. That should have been the next head. Charlie Strong should have been the next head coach down in South Carolina. I think he might have could have did something there, or even in Florida. He should have been the head coach either in Florida or South Carolina. That's the way I feel, and not in Texas. When somebody don't, you know, the Texas did not want him there. The Texas boosters came out. They did not want Charlie Strong there, so he was going into the place really where he wasn't wanted. And so
it's a bad fit.
It's a bad fit. But in Florida or South Carolina, I think he would have did well.
Yeah, and I mean, you look at some of these coaches, second-year coaches, and that's why we bring up certain things, race things, and all this. Because you look at Chip Kelly, he's been bad at UCLA. You look at Scott Frost, he's been horrible at Nebraska. So he's not the only guy that's struggling.
Muschamp.
And I think Muschamp getting fired because when they lose Saturday to Appalachian State, I think he would get fired because they would not be eligible for a bowl game. I think he'll be out the door because you can clearly see he's not improving. He's not a head coach to me. He is proving that he's a defensive coordinator. Like the guy, I like how he recruits. I like how he interacts with his players, but he's not an X's and O's guys. Some coordinators are just coordinators, and you just need to know that you are a coordinator at heart. And I think Will Muschamp is a coordinator at the end of the day. So I think they expect there'll be a lot of coaching vacancies at the end of the season.
But I know one thing: the tag ain't worried about nothing.
Plenty of money, $25 million, $25 million, not the coach.
And you talking about Kawhi? Listen, 2 games. I would love to be sitting on my seat.
$25 million, not the coach.
Couch,
what a hustle! Florida State hustled themselves anyway because they was big. Because like my brother would always remind me of a huge Florida State fan. Why would you pay him that amount of money? Because you were competing against yourself. Nobody else was running to get Willie Taggart. No one wanted Willie Taggart but you. So why would you pay that exorbitant amount of money? So now you're in a terrible situation. You're paying him from back his Oregon buyout. Now you paying him for this buyout, $25 million, and you have to bring in a new head coach. And I can guarantee it won't be a high-profile coach because they're not going to like the fact that you fired a guy in 21 games. You don't have any security, and you can't pay him that much money because you paying out $25 million to a guy who's not coaching there. So what does Florida State do? This is Sentell. You know what it is, the hottest sports podcast in the South. I'm the one, Wesley Sentell, joined by the great one, Buck Thomas. We just talked about a little bit about Willie Taggart and his situation. Let's kind of go the NFL schedule this week. Not a lot of big games, but we got 2 really good primetime games on the end of the week. But let's kind of go through the schedule. We got Ravens and Bengals. Bengals are 0-8. Andy Dalton's been benched. Despite reports that A.J. Green was coming back, he is now saying he will not play Sunday.
His ankle's not.
Ravens have come off a big win against the New England Patriots. I haven't got your thoughts on Lamar Jackson so far. What's your thoughts on Lamar Jackson?
I think we talked about that when he came into the league. When he was picked, I said Baltimore was a great pick for Baltimore because people didn't realize in Louisville This guy ran a pro style offense. Period.
Bobby Petrino.
He ran it with Bobby Petrino. That's all Bobby Petrino do, run pro style offense. So he knows the defense. He knows the game. Listen to John Harbaugh, and John Harbaugh talk about how smart this guy is. You listen to him talking everything. He's down to earth, and he talking, from the hood. But thing about it, he is very smart. He can. Everybody, I don't know why everybody like he's not accurate. He's not accurate, but I think he's accuracy. That's what he college. Year after he won the Heisman,
he had better numbers.
He had better numbers. They just didn't win. He had better numbers.
Yes, he did.
And I keep telling people, and then this guy, not even this fast, but some of the Houdini type moves that he's getting out of, and you don't have to worry about getting hit because you can't hit him.
He's slithery, gets down.
You can't hit a black cat.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
I'm very impressed with him, but it's not surprising. I think he went
surprised.
to. I think he went to great
organization,
a great team. And see what Harbaugh did. Harbaugh fired his offensive coordinator
and brought in Greg Roman. And we know what Greg Roman.
We know what Greg Roman had.
Yes,
he had Colin Kaepernick.
Yes.
So and Harbaugh is smart coach.
Smart. Yeah. Moving along, the 6-2 Buffalo Bills taking on the 2-6 Cleveland Browns. You weren't here when I decided to pick the Cleveland Browns to win the AFC North. Let me go ahead and tell you this. I am completely off the bandwagon. They are done. They are finished. They are finito. I gave them one last chance last week against Denver, and they lost to a damn quarterback who had never started an NFL game. I am done with Cleveland. Baker Mayfield come to the press conference looking like a homeless bum. I'm done with Cleveland. And
I told you, I think when we talked about it, I told you Baker overrated to me.
Ooh.
And that's just the bottom line. And everybody, OBJ is gonna be gone. I watched that game last week. OBJ was wide
a couple times.
Open a couple times, threw his hand up, bruh.
You gotta get them guys gotta get the ball.
He gotta get the ball. He threw the ball to a tight end, and he threw the ball to a double covered Landry. And OBJ's like
one-on-one.
He one-on-one.
One-on-one.
Open. So that's gonna start becoming an issue. And that's this Baker. I tell people a better Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, I'm just done with him, bro. I'm done with him. I'm so shocked. But to me, Baker gets about 75% of blame. The other 25% goes to Freddie Kitchens. They should have never hired this guy the head coach.
I think we discussed that too.
First
year head coach.
Over his head. In and over his head. But the Bills have played well. At 1 o'clock, it's the Lions at the Bears. Mitchell Trubisky.
Who?
Man, I've got on Mitchell Trubisky the last 2 weeks, but I really I get on the Bears organization because somebody chose to pick him over Deshaun Watson in the same draft. Right. I need names, people.
Who else? They picked somebody else more than Deshaun Watson. Who else?
I need names. Pat Mahomes had a chance to go there. I mean, what a joke. Okay. What a joke. They had to be
Was he the first quarterback that came off the board?
Trubisky was the first quarterback
that came off the board. From North Carolina. I'm like, who?
That's one season.
That's why I said who? Because I said the same thing when they chose him. Who?
There's no way on God's green earth Deshaun Watson, if you had watched him play football, was not the number one pick in the NFL draft. I'm sorry. And then they came out with this nonsense at the beginning of the pre-draft workouts that Mitchell was the prototypical size quarterback. And then they got to the combine and him and Deshaun Watson about the same height.
Same height.
Same height. I was like, yeah. Well, you keep telling yourself that, buddy. But anyway, the Bears are freaking awful. Lions, despite their record 3-4-1, have been in every game. They've lost some tough games. And I kill Matthew Stafford on the show all the time. I kill most Matthews play quarterback because they all stink. Right. He's having an okay season. I'm not going to kill him. But they just ran some bad luck.
He had a really good season. He got some good receivers. I think defense-wise on the back end a little bit. And also got to be able to run the ball a little bit more. But
carrying it out.
They got Galladay and is putting up some good numbers.
Marvin Jones has been absolutely.
I'm trying to think about. I got Marvin Jones on my fantasy team.
He's been killing it.
Yeah, so he's been putting up some really good numbers.
No, that's been a good game. At 1 o'clock, if you decide to watch this game, I'll just suggest, you know what? Do not watch this game. It's the Giants, the 2-7 Giants, at the 1-7 Jets. The Battle of New York. If anybody decide they want the Battle of New York, I'm pretty sure at this point both teams want to lose because there's no point in winning at this point. I picked the Jets to be second in the AFC East. I thought they would be the second best team in the AFC East. What a freaking dumpster fire this is. I don't even know where to begin with this. Giants, of course, they're rebuilding. They got a rookie quarterback, new head. I mean, they're doing some different things. I can understand why the Giants are like this. The Jets got a high price running back. Sam Darnold supposed to be taking this next step in this evolution of the quarterback position. Hadn't seen it but one game. That was against your Cowboys, where he looked like he was freaking Tom Brady.
Yeah, man. I'm like, yeah.
it hasn't since. But the 2-7 Giants at the 1-7 Jets. Also at 1 o'clock is the Chiefs traveling to the Tennessee Titans. Will Pat Mahomes play? I have no idea right now. I think he's day to day.
Yeah, he's day to day.
Matt Moore has fit in nicely, adequately. Tyreek Hill doing Tyreek Hill things last week. This offense is still prolific, but I was more impressed. The defense last week against Minnesota, holding Kirk Cousins in that offense kind of in check. I know Adam Thielen got hurt early in the game, but still more impressed with them. The Cardinals at Buccaneers. We're not gonna waste our time. The Falcons. Okay, I mentioned I picked the Browns to win the AFC North. Well, guess what? I picked to win the AFC South. The Atlanta Falcons.
The who?
Atlanta Falcons. And they're 1-7, dumpster fire. The Saints are rolling along. They won 5 games with Teddy Bridgewater. Drew Brees is back. This Saints team looks like it's for real.
Yeah, they have a very, very good defense. Saints really do have a very good defense, and they got depth because a lot of people miss that when Bridgewater came in, he played well. But Tavius Murray played really, really good for Kamara.
Absolutely.
And so I got both of them on my fantasy team. But he fielded in really, really well, and he runs the ball hard. And I think when he come back, they're going to have a nice 1-2 punch. My only thing about them is they don't have nobody to go deep but Teddy Ginn. I don't think that's gonna get it.
And you don't trust Teddy Green to catch anything but a cold.
And so that's one of the biggest things. They don't have no,
outside Michael Thomas, that's it.
He's a great receiver, but he's not gonna blow past nobody.
That's it. That's all they have is
the tight end. That's the only thing about them. If you stop them running the football, load the box, I think stop them from running the football, and just put man-to-man coverage. Somebody telling Thomas, you make it stop them.
Yeah, I like the Saints. I mean, something about them, man. They really resilient because we say this thing, and I'm sure teams go to every week. Like, all we gotta do is stop Michael Thomas. But you look at the end of the game, he got 10 catches for 100 yards every single week. It's amazing. Like you say, he's not a burner, but it's amazing to me how he continues to get open every week. So Saints and Falcons, what else?
Yeah, they got to really, really coach because some of the plays that you see him run, the way he used all his players is very good coach. Offense.
The Falcons were a damn mess. What a disgrace. At 4-5, fresh off their first win of the season, the Dolphins traveled to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. Don't know the issue with Jacoby Brissett. He did miss the second half of last week's game. They had Brian Hoyer in there. Again, he did some Brian Hoyer type things where he do something nice, then do something bad. Yeah. So, we shall see with Dolphins or the Dolphins. I don't know if they tried to win last week, but the Jets were so bad that they couldn't help but to win. Yeah. I mean, what a dumpster fire. At 4:25, it's the 5-3 Rams traveling to the 4-4 Steelers. Steelers have won 2 straight.
Three straight.
Three straight. I stand corrected. 3 straight for the Steelers. Are you buying it Steelers or the opponent more so with the opponents they played?
Well, Steelers. Against Indianapolis, they Vinatieri missed a big key a field goal, but their defense is starting to come around. I think Fitzpatrick was a good pickup for them, so they can put more pressure on the quarterback. The key is going to be the receivers and the quarterback. Rudolph, Mason Rudolph, he's going to be able to take them down the stretch in games. If he get hurt, Hodges is going to come because he cannot take a hit.
No, Hodges would not be the answer. Steelers, they hanging around. Yeah. I picked them to make the playoffs at the beginning of the season, be a wild card. I really did. But I did think Big Ben would be there, obviously. So I don't know, but that Nick Fitzpatrick pickup is ginormous. TJ Watt can get out to the quarterback, but Dupree can get out to the quarterback. I love Devin Bush. They got some good things going defensively.
It's a possibility, yeah.
We should see. This will be a good game to judge where they're at because this Rams offense we know can put up some points and put up some numbers. At 425 is the 5-3 Panthers at the 7-2 Packers. Packers coming off a dud performance against the Chargers. Panthers coming off another win. Christian McCaffrey, best running back in the league, question mark. And they've won 4 or 5 starts that Kyle Allen has played in. Big news out of Carolina, obviously, that Cam Newton has been put on IR. I personally think this is the last year. This is the last time we've seen Cam in a Carolina Panthers uniform because it would save them $19 if they cut Cam before 2020. So it would behoove them to go ahead and cut bait with Cam Newton.
Oh yeah, so it's a possibility, a big possibility, but yeah, CMC is a beast. I think right now the most dangerous, put the football in his hand, most dangerous player besides Tyreek Hill in Bill. And one thing about the Green Bay Packers team showed it, and San Diego showed it. Just run the ball at them. Just run it in between the tackles. Just go straight forward, and everybody's talking about how great their defense was. And then you look around, you look at Green Bay. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers, but who do you have to pass the ball to? And then one thing about Aaron Rodgers, he don't make no mistakes. He's not the reason that they lose.
No, he
would never. And so I think that right there, leadership, from a leadership standpoint, I think you go and you hit them in the mouth. He make a few mistakes. He's gonna go to the sideline. He's not gonna be a good leader. I think that's what a team's gonna fall flat. And like I said, I think they can get a heavy dose. Athletes, they can get a heavy dose of them, and they can run at them. And Allen don't make mistakes. Then Carolina got a pretty good opportunity to win.
Absolutely, I agree with that. It should be a really good game, man. We ain't picking none of these games, but it should be an interesting game. Like you say, I think the Packers can be ran on. I can't remember what game it was. A primetime game. They got gassed up the middle.
They just San Diego this game.
But it was they have 2 losses, but that first loss was the same way. Someone ran it. Philadelphia ran it right up the middle against them, like you say. They south up the middle, so you can run the ball against them. So it should be interesting to see if CMC can break off some big runs. I would not be surprised. This guy gets off every single week. Even in the beatdown that we gave him, he's still mad to get over 100-yard rushing.
And 53 points in my league against me.
Yeah, he's outstanding. In the big game on Sunday Night Football, prime time, and this is where I expect it's the Vikings versus the Cowboys. But this is the game where Kirk Cousins will turn back into a pumpkin because when expectations meets prime time in a big matchup, this is where he falls like a freaking $3 tent. Cowboys and Vikings, thoughts on the matchup?
Well, for one thing, Kirk Cousins, I don't think have ever beat the Cowboys. Ever have. But one thing about the Cowboys is this. I heard this and I look at it. Cowboys and San Francisco is the same type. Especially now since we got Bennett. We run the football. Ask our quarterback to do the things that he need to do. We have a great receiver, tight end. We can't compete with San Francisco and with a tight end, but we do have a dependable tight end. We just don't have like Kittle is for San Francisco. Our defensive front. Ever since we pick up Bennett, now our defensive front, I think people are going to see how good our defensive front is. Everybody complaining about our secondary. I say, if you're not putting pressure on, I don't care. You right now, who's in San Francisco secondary? It doesn't matter. When you got 4 guys coming at you, 4 first rounders on the front line, and they're coming at you and they're putting pressure in your quarterback face, I don't care. Because Richard Sherman is great cornerback. He's a decent cornerback right now, but without pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. On the quarterback, it works front to back. It's back to front to back. Absolutely, I agree. And I think that Michael Penner is huge for y'all because the one area that I concern me with y'all is y'all run defense up the middle. I thought y'all could be ran against, but now you put Bennett there, he can kind of enforce the inside, get that run, and then we know you can get pressure with your forward Quinn and DeMarcus Lawrence. Now he was on. We had put an APB out on for him because we couldn't find him.
But he was being double. He was down that they got Bennett. Bennett was there. Bennett had 4 quarterback. pressures, but 4 quarterback hits.
Yeah.
And that's the key. Hitting the quarterback, had 1 sack and had 2 tackles for losses. One of those was on a big play on Saquon Barkley. So, and then you saw how free, how happy DeMarcus Lawrence
Yeah,
was.
absolutely. Because, like I said, it works together, man. You can push that pocket in the middle and now collapse the pockets. Now you get one-on-one outside with Quinn, and you get DeMarcus Lawrence. So that makes a big difference. This defense, that's when you saw them this Monday against the Giants, it showed, especially against the run, and they were able to get pressure on Daniel Jones. So I just strengthened my position with y'all.
And one thing about it, and Sean Lee played very well with Van Nail's out, played very well. But one thing I'm still worried. I still got to see it. I still want our run defense to be able to stop. They stop Barkley, the running back in Minnesota. I told you before he got hurt, his rookie year. I told you I thought he would be the rookie of the year until he got hurt. Dalvin Cook is a beast.
And the only reason we're not talking more about Dalvin Cook is because of CMC, what he's doing. Yeah. But if you look at this guy here, is an absolute stud of a
I got him on my fantasy
and
team.
can do everything Christian McCaffrey can do. He catch out the backfield. He can run in between and outside. He is that good. So tune in Sunday night. Yeah. That will be the matchup.
So
can you stop that run game?
That's my fear, that run game. And I hope Diggs do like he do all the time. Have a good game, bad game. So he had one good game, had a bad game last week. I hope he have another bad game.
Well, Adam Thielen doesn't look like he's going to play, so that should definitely benefit the Cowboys. On Monday Night Football, we'll talk more about this game. Monday night, obviously, I'll be on. We'll talk more about Seattle traveling to the only undefeated team left in the National Football League. That would be your 8-0 San Francisco 49ers. I'm not going to pat myself on the back or anything like that, but it should be a good game. I'll talk more in depth about that game on Monday night. I want to thank my man Buck Thomas for coming in here and dropping this knowledge today.
Oh, yeah.
Really appreciate it, homeboy.
No problem, cuz
So, with that, this has been the Sentell, the hottest sports podcast in the South, the best damn sports podcast, period. You know who I am, a.k.a. Mr. Know It All, a.k.a. the One Man Dynasty. Any last words, sir?
Oh, no. I just want to tell y'all also tune in to the Temple, South Florida game tonight. Don't call me. Don't Facebook me. Don't text me or anything like that. But and then I just the NBA, I know we're talking about a lot of the great players, but enjoy some of the rookies that's playing right now. So look out for Jay Morant, P.J. Williams from Washington, and two guys in the Heat.
Yes, sir. None,
and
Tyler Hero.
And Tyler Hero.
Absolutely.
I mean, Tyler Hero
is
bringing back in the game the mid-range game.
Yes, sir. The lost art.
The mid-range game. And if he bring that back in, very good. So you got some good rookies out there playing very well. So just take a look.
Absolutely. Monday, we will overreact to LSU, Alabama, Minnesota, and Penn State as well. So we got 2 games featuring all undefeated teams. So something has to give. We'll react to that. Plus all the NFL action from the Sunday. And we'll look ahead to the Monday Night Football game between Seattle and San Francisco. This has been Sentell's Intel. I will see you guys on Monday. For Buck Thomas.
Peace.
For Wesley Sentell, I will see you guys Monday night. I am out. I had to